Oh, never mind. I'm live. Yo, legit for a second, I thought that I had to make it an entire new stream. YouTube was sort of being a bit of a bitch. Welcome to a mukbang / Buffalo Bills hangout. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for being rude and eating in front of you, but your boys got to eat. You know what I'm saying? And we do have some, and so we do have a little bit to talk about tonight too. So that's always an interesting situation. I know that this was completely out of left field. I'm really trying to stay consistent with my live stream. So everyone that's currently here right now, let's plan on 8 o'clock every single Tuesday. I am going to be live streaming. I don't care if we have nothing to talk about. Worst case scenario, we can just have dinner together, talk about life. That's the beauty of it. But I mean, there's a couple of rumors out there that we can, I suppose, chat about. My dude Norm's in here, my guy. Hope all is well, bro. You've been slamming some bassies lately, some Bass L. Quincy, what's up, man? What's up, bro? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're keeping it real here. Saints are in cap hell next year. I heard that. In fact, that was one of my biggest criticisms because I'm not sure if you guys saw my video predicting of what I thought the Buffalo Bills were actually going to be, their final record would be in 2021. And so I misspoke because I had no idea how bad of cap hell that they were supposed to be in. But apparently these dudes are like negative 65 million. So essentially they're completely screwed. Essentially completely screwed. And so besides D-line and running backs, what do we need to work on? I mean, realistically, man, like those are the only two position groups that I could really foresee us having an issue. I mean, these holes are probably going to present themselves a bit sooner rather than later. Once we end up figuring out exactly who we're going to be releasing, who we're not going to be re-signing, and which are going to be free agents. So, I mean, say that we can't get Matt Milano. I mean, that's a gigantic hole in our linebacker room. We would have to address that, whether or not that it was in the draft or whether or not that was some type of affordable free agent that we could find in free agency. Say, for example, that John Brown walks. I mean, that's your number 2 receiver gone. Is Gabe Davis ready to step up? Who knows? We won't know until it actually happens. But right now, I would say hands down ranked, I would say running backs, and people think I'm crazy for saying this, but I really, really do. And then number 2 is defensive line. Koala Bear Khan, what up? Quincy says, shout me out and we will win the Super Bowl this season. Quincy, shout out to Quincy, my guy. My guy. JJ is definitely coming. Bro, I can't tell you how many like different rumors I saw today. Like, there are some people, and there's some people that essentially said, hey, he was in talks with the Steelers. He was in talks with the Green Bay Packers. Hopkins ended up sending him an Instagram post saying, let's finish what we started type thing. So who knows? Don't get me wrong. I would love JJ Watt. I really would. But who would be an interesting pickup, okay? And a lot of you would probably be very upset about this. Kawan Short. I mean, I know he's a Panther. That's going to be the number 1 excuse. And then number 2, he's been injured for the past 2 years. He's played 5 games collectively in the past 2 years. But, I mean, he made the Pro Bowl in 2018, made the Pro Bowl in 2015. He knows McDermott's system. He might be interesting. He might be an interesting situation moving forward. Patriots Global, my guy, says your daddy has entered the chat. What's going on, daddy? How's life, bro? Nah, and that's the dude right there. He does a bunch of really good Patriots content. Definitely check him out. Definitely check him out. Colby, welcome to the mukbang Q&A, bro. Just down in some chicken and spinach, some sriracha sauce. Being healthy blows, dude. Draft Tony wide receiver from Florida. Hey, Calvin, I really haven't done a lot of research yet on drafts because I don't really like doing videos on the draft until free agency is over with. That way I can more accurately depict them. Where is he projected to go? Which round? Because say that he's anything before the third, I don't think it's going to happen. And so I think that our needs are a bit more crucial in the defensive line room and in the running back room, and perhaps even offensive line as well. If we do go with a wide receiver in the draft, I would be surprised if we take one before the 5th, and to be completely honest with you. And so E. Boyle goes, do you think that we will successfully land J.J. Watt? Dude, I mean, it's going to be hard. I mean, like I said, I've seen so many different rumors today on Twitter, on Instagram. I mean, I feel like at least a player from all 32 teams has sent him a public message via Twitter or Instagram. So really, it's all going to come down to, I don't know. I mean, really, who can give him the best deal and who's a contender? I mean, as far as like a top 3 choice or like best fit or like a strong likelihood, I mean, so Bills are our contender next year. So I could see us having a shot at it. So Cobes, you'll be good, bro. And can the Bills get Kyle Rudolph? So Harold, that's actually a tremendous question, bro. Like really, when I look at the cap space, I mean, when you look at Spot Track, it seems to change each and every single day. I think that we're around 1.5 million at this point. So with the cuts that I think that they're going to make, with the free agents that they're going to let walk, I think best case scenario, Bills are at 29, 30 million in cap room before free agency starts. I mean, who really knows, to be honest with you? I mean, as much as I would love to see a tight end come in here because, I mean, I like Knox as a person. He seems to be a pretty publicly facing okay guy. I just don't think he's the answer. And neither is any other tight end that is on our roster. But unfortunately, it's just, do we want a running back or do we want a tight end? You know what I mean? Who knows? And so Diggs is trying to get Watt on the Bills. Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, he sent out that tweet. But then again, I mean, how many other NFL players from the rest of the team sent out something? I mean, I think today Hopkins ended up sending out an Instagram post showing a jersey swap with him hugging Hopkins in a Cardinals jersey. So it's really all speculation at this point. But I do see him wanting to go to a legit contender. A huge popular question is, and well, not question, but a theory, is the fact that he wants to go to Pittsburgh and play with his brother. Plural. I don't think Pittsburgh's a contender, to be honest with you. I mean, especially if Big Ben decides to stay, and even if he doesn't decide to stay, who even knows? And so a lot of buzz equals a lot of inflation. Buff Hub, my dude, let me know, bro. We were supposed to collab. I forgot which day it was, but my schedule is cleared 1,000%. Let me know, bro. Let's hop on. I'm down to do a show, my guy. Nice. And so Sir31 says, and do you want a running back in the draft or a free agent? I'm going to answer your first question first. It really all depends, man, honestly. So, I mean, here's the deal. If we can't get Travis Etienne or if we cannot get Najee Harris in the draft, then I would rather go with a free agent running back. Y'all know, say that you watched my free agent running back video. You guys know that I am super, super, super high on Chris Carson. But it's tough because obviously free agency, that's before the draft moving forward. So, I mean, we're going to have to like see what's going on. What would I rather? My God. I mean, I think ideally I would love to draft Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. And then we spend that first pick on that one defensive end from Georgia. I am not even going to sort of attempt to butcher that and so to butcher that guy's name. I don't want to give him that type of disrespect moving into it. But I mean, he's an absolute stud, speedster. He's huge. So, I mean, I'd rather get that, maybe some more offensive line depth. I know that that's really not an exciting pick in the first round, but I don't know. We will see What was going on? What was going on? Oh, yeah. So second part of that question, I forgot to read it out. He said, loving the new editing style. Bro, I really appreciate that, man. Like this offseason, like I told myself, I was just like, I am going to obsess with improving my channel. And you are going to see that type of editing for the remainder of the videos that I do. Now, granted, when it comes to like YouTube, the first one wins. First person wins. If breaking news happens, you got to drop something, right? So I probably won't be that extravagant when it comes to editing then. But when it comes out to my thought out videos, like my drafting videos or like my top free agents and this and that, or like interview videos, like be on the lookout. I am going to really make it a point to improve my editing and take it to the next level because I mean, like you guys have been around here. You've been supporting me. So I think that it's the least that I can do. Julius Randle. Yes. Aziz, that's the guy. I would love to get that guy at 30. And it's realistic that he would still be there. But like I said, that's completely determining on what we do during free agency and then who's available at 30 at the point. So, I mean, it's all hypothetical at this point, but I mean, who knows? Bills need a linebacker. Losing Milano is going to hurt. I agree. And so I'm not sure whether or not that McDermott's going to let him go. I'm really not. I mean, even with J.J. Watt, say, for example, that we do end up picking him up. Like his market value at his age and with his injury history, I mean, what are we looking at? Like a $16 million 2-year deal? That's $8 million this year. And Matt Milano's going for 13. I mean, it's realistic, but if not, then I entirely agree with you. Matt Spies, yo ho ho. And so, hey guys, I noticed that there's 71 people watching, and there's only 27 like buttons smashed. It's a damn sin. That is a damn sin. Matt Milano to Miami. I fucking hope not. I really hope not. I hope that he leaves the AFC East. That would absolutely suck, but we'll see what's going on. Brent, my guy, it's been a while, man. Yeah, Dan. And so invest back into your videos with all that cash you've been getting, bro. Thanks, Brent. Yeah, dude, for sure, man. That's the goal, dude. Like, I'm like really trying to like take my content to the next level. I have some really cool shows planned out for you. Like, I like have some really cool shit this offseason for you guys. So I'm hoping that everybody enjoys it. Dante, my dude. Glad to see you in here, guy. So Allen's needing to run increases his chance of injury. Running game will help. Exactly. 100%. Elliot, my dude. And that means 50 of you are slacking. I know, dude. Listen, man. It breaks my heart when I don't see like buttons smash, bro. Like there's videos where like I'll get like 8,000, 9,000 views and there's like 500 like buttons smashed. Come on. What is that? I'm just fucking with you guys. And so I really just appreciate you watching. And so if you say you're hard for football, okay. Nick Wright is a prick. Go Bills. Damn right. Watson to Miami would be insane. Marino versus Kelly reincarnated. Steve, I mean, I think that would be an interesting concept. I'm hoping that's not the case. I have a feeling that he's going to go to Carolina. I hope. Carolina was saying, well, they're going across the rumor mill, that they're willing to give up 2 first-round picks and Christian McCaffrey for Deshaun Watson. And I mean, I think that's fair. So hopefully he goes to the Panthers. Although we do need to play Watson in Buffalo next year, if he were to go to Carolina, I'd much rather play him this year and not have to worry about him again for another 3 years. Quinn C, can I be a guest on your show? Do me a favor and email my manager. And just send over an email right over to my manager. And so he handles all of that. And so you should be able to find it on my Instagram, and then you should be able to find it in the About section right in my YouTube channel. And so is there a good linebacker available in the draft? Yeah, dude, there is. I mean, I don't think any first round caliber talent will be available by the time that 30 comes around, but there's definitely a lot of, I would say, attractive second round talents that we could have a conversation about. So, I mean, we'll see what's going on. Your opinion on Trey Adams? He probably has the funniest combine speech and interview of all time. He's the dude that when they asked him what would he want to improve about himself, he said that he wished he had a larger cock. Super, super funny. I mean, he's a practice squad guy, right? I mean, maybe he developed some this year. I mean, that's like one of the downfalls of the practice squad. You really never get an inside look of how they've developed. Are they going to be ready next year? But if like we didn't call him up for a single regular season game all year, then obviously, I mean, he better have a hell of a training camp. And so you know what I mean? And so I see the Bills either going O-line or trading back. Oh, you think trading back, Steve? Okay. And so just having like 2 like second rounders or something like that. I mean, that can make sense. And so who do you think is like our like massive free agent pickups then? Because say that we were to do that, then we probably made not necessarily a splash. Financially, we're not even close to being able to make a splash. But that's interesting. Fuck, I got spinach on my keyboard. And so I'm not reading that aloud, but and so running back Aaron Jones, worth a look in free agency. Justin, listen, bro, I would fucking love that. I would love Aaron Jones, but he's going to be getting paid more money than Dalvin Cook, most likely. He's probably going to get a contract larger than Dalvin Cook's. And the Bills just can't make that happen. But, and so if there's any Dolphins fans in here, and this sucks, I don't want it to happen. And so I don't want to see it happen. But I really, really foresee him going to Miami. I do not want to see that, but it sucks. But I mean, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? And so my dude Chris is the Bills going 15-1. I like that. Bryson LaBelle, I want linebacker Nick Bolton in the draft, and I want Chris Carson and J.J. Watt. Bryson, I would absolutely love that. I would absolutely 1,000% love that. I really would. I think that those 3 players would address all of the weaknesses that we have on this team almost immediately. So, I mean, there's like things that we could like, and so there's things that we could definitely talk about from that perspective, but I mean, we'll see. And so with I'm of the belief we let Milano walk and sign Patrick Peterson. Our CB2s are weak. Steve. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. I mean, I am actually on board with that. Not necessarily letting Matt Milano walk, but I would find it interesting for Patrick Peterson coming in. There's one other Bills YouTuber. I forgot who it was. It might have been Paul from #sports. He was not a fan of that move. And so I think he made a video on it. And so in case you guys want to hear like a sort of a devil's advocate type situation. But yeah. But I mean, I do agree. I mean, definitely with our CB2 situation, it's not looking too hot. That could also be a potential first-round pick right there. There was this one cornerback from Florida State. And so I think that he's projected to actually land around 30. Oh my God, like his target rate was amazing. Like no quarterback wanted to even target this guy. And as far as the coverage rating was concerned, he did pretty well. Granted, and so he was in the ACC. I mean, who did he have? Clemson and then Florida State, maybe some other things. But I mean, that could be a good option too. But I can see why you would want a veteran that still has some gas in the tank, because Norman, not necessarily that I was expecting Norman to absolutely blow up this year, because I did know that his career was not necessarily going down the drain, but I knew that he was regressing. I think Peterson still has some gas in the tank and could make for an interesting pickup, but he will be pricey. And so my dude Julius, he's like hooking me up with all like these like draft dudes, bro. Yes. And so Asante Samuel Jr., that's the guy I'm talking about. Straight up boss. Straight up boss. Just got my season tickets in the end zone. I like that. And you know what? I wanted to buy season tickets, but get this. They do not allow you to buy season tickets when you don't live within, I think, like 100 miles of the stadium, 50 miles of the stadium. And I mean, I get it. And so you know what I mean? Like, you definitely want like the locals and people that actually live in Western New York to be able to go. But it did hurt me when I tried. It definitely hurt me. It hurt me when I tried, man. It was tough. Dane Jackson rotating with Peterson would be wild. I think Dane Jackson has a lot of promise, right? But I mean, here's the deal with rookies. They're so hit and miss. And even if they do become great players, how many rookies, like realistically, like out of all the percentage of first rounders, how many of them ball their first year? Of course, minus the rookie of the year by position group, right? Like, I mean, like you'll sometimes see it in the quarterback position. You'll a lot of the time see it in the running back position. That's probably the most common position group where you see somebody make the smoothest transition from college into the NFL if you put them behind a somewhat half-decent, good offensive line. But, I mean, really anybody else, like it's like a crapshoot. Whether or not that they're going to be a bust, which maybe they're not going to be a bust, but it's going to take them 2 or 3 years to develop and get caught up right to the speed of the NFL. So it's tough, right? And with Dane Jackson, he's only in his second year. He was on the practice squad for the most part. But it's promising. He's fucking promising. I'll tell you that. Curtis Samuel to Buffalo. Dude, I just don't see us really picking up any big name receivers this year in free agency or in the draft. I mean, would be sick and would be believable because he did play for the Carolina Panthers, our farm team, if you will. Brent, Zach Ertz, he can mentor Knox. Zach Ertz would be interesting, I would say. Like, I mean, he's still young. And so, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's younger than Travis Kelce. Someone definitely fact check that for me. But I mean, he's been struggling with injuries a lot. Granted, his team didn't really do a good. And so granted, his team wasn't very good. But it could be. And so, I mean, he would be, I would say, relatively affordable, especially considering his injury history and what has seemed like a regression. Maybe it had to do with quarterback play. Here's another question. Who's going to be our backup quarterback next year? Does McDermott trust in fun, or do we pick up some competition? Yeah. And so Ertz is 30. And so Julius is my dude. And so dude man just keeps doing research for me. I love it. Yeah. Fitzpatrick. Okay, so a lot of people want Fitzy to come back. And Chino says, do we franchise tag Matt Milano? So here's how the franchise tag works. So when you franchise tag somebody, that means that you need to give them the average of the top 5 linebacker salaries in the entire NFL or 120% of their salary the previous year, whatever is greater. So, I mean, realistically, like the price point on that wouldn't be much different. So franchise tagging him over signing him for another like deal, like a 1-year to a 2-year deal, in retrospect from just this year hitting the cap would perhaps maybe even be more than what his market value is. So I think franchise tag is almost out of the question for Matt Milano at this point. Josh and Cam, yo, me and Steve talk about that all the time. Cam Newton, like, dude, honestly, man, like Cam wouldn't be a bad backup. And Josh has gained so much And Josh has gained so much confidence, not only from his success this past year, but watching Cam Newton not play well last year, that I don't think that it's going to fluster him at all. Jack Welsh goes, favorite Jewel pods, bro. Jack, honestly, man, I am in the process of putting these down. I switched from 5% to 3%, and I picked up the shittiest flavor. Normally, I smoked mints, but now I'm smoking like the tobacco flavor because it tastes like ass, and I don't quite hit it as often as I do due to the fact that it tastes like ass. So working on that. But as of right now, I would say mint. Back in the day was mango. That shit was nice. Smoke weed. Yo, dude. Back in the day, not gonna lie, I did, but I took a break from it for 2 or 3 years. I tried going back and it gives me the worst anxiety. I have no idea how to kick it. So I mean maybe I just need to try it again. And so you know what I'm saying? And just be on the verge of a panic attack or something. Who knows? Whatever. Sometimes you just need to grind through it, you know what I mean? And do we sign Sheldon Rankins? That could be interesting. And so are you still doing shows with Aaron Williams? Yeah, dude, we are. We did end up taking a little bit of a break. We're probably going to come back during free agency just because there's really not a lot of football news going on. And me and him spent a lot of time on that during the season. So we just needed to take a little break. And as far as editing podcasts are concerned, it's not necessarily the most exciting, if you will. So we'll see what's up with that. Funny internet. Good question, man. And that's a question our front office has been wondering. Fans have been wondering. 2 things. Okay. So we need a true one-tech defensive tackle that can gobble up the run. And we need somebody that can consistently win in pressure rate, that can get in the quarterback's face. Preferably 2 would be nice. Preferably 2 would be ideal. But I don't know. And so this is one thing I will say about Brandon Beane. And so let me grab more Sriracha. One sec. And Sriracha fucks, by the way, in case no one's ever tried Sriracha. I'm sure you fucking have. But great hot sauce. Not quite like Frank's or anything like that, but it does it. It does it in. Where were we? Should we sign Yannick Ngakoue if available? And so I know that it will be pricey, but it might be worth it. Hey, Tyler, you know what, man? Listen, I love all these names that everyone's giving me, man, but I just don't think that a lot of people understand how strapped for cash we are, right? If we bring in anybody a big name, it's going to be one guy. Everybody else is going to be middle of the pack free agents that are scheme fits and the people that we draft. Yes, that's it. One thing I will say about Brandon Beane, out of every single offseason he has ever been in control of our front office and we needed something addressed, he has addressed it, right? From 2018 to 2019, we needed to give Josh Allen more weapons, something, right? And he gave him John Brown and Cole Beasley. From 2019 to 2020, we needed a true number 1 receiver. He got Stephon Diggs. And a variety of other moves. I have full faith in our front office that he is going to take each and every single glaring hole that our team has, and he is going to make the moves that we need. I trust him in creating scheme fits, and I still think that the Bills are going to win the division next year and still have a complete team. And so I like Diggs and Davis as 1 and 2. And so my dude Twiz Void says, and so what do you think about drafting Najee Harris and signing Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman is another big name that I wouldn't mind, right? As far as an older cornerback who still has it, it's Sherman. Najee Harris, I would love. And if he's available at 30, you got to take him. You really do. There's no way that you don't. Pierre, what's up? Dan the man, non the mafia man. So to be honest, I think we're going to be conservative in free agency. From McBean is a front. Release all of the defensive line we signed last year and get some blockbusters. Jonah, yeah, like right now, like I was saying, like we have like 1.5 mil in cap room. It's bad, but I did have us releasing Jefferson. I did have us releasing Vernon Butler, and I did have us releasing Mario Addison, which I think just by releasing them, it was like 24 million or something like that in cap savings. So I would be sincerely surprised if all three of those do not get released at this point. And so RD says, until we trade up or stay at number 30 to get Pat Freiermuth. And so I really don't see Brandon Beane being aggressive at all like this offseason. And so I think we're going to play it strategic at this point. Don't get me wrong. I mean, with Pat, I mean, he's a tremendous athlete. I would love him, but I mean, I think that there's too many holes that we need to provide some youth that we probably wouldn't want to give away some later mid-rounders. You know what I mean? So Ryan Hockey goes, and do you think we have a real shot at J.J. Watt, and should we even go for him? Ryan, I mean, honestly, with J.J., he said that he wanted to play for a contender, and the Buffalo Bills are a contender. It's just facts at this point. So I think we're in the running for him. I think Beane should make the call at least. I should see if he would be interested in being a part rate of a contender, but really it's anybody's game. I mean, if it's the Packers, it could be the Steelers so he could play with his brothers, or the Bills. I mean, I legitimately see it being one of those three teams where he goes. If he goes anywhere else, I would be sincerely surprised. FaZe Savage says, hey, Dan, what time you wish to make the playoffs from a Dolphins fan? The team I wish to not be in the playoffs is the Browns. I think they look dangerous next season after. What time you – and who do you wish to not make the playoffs next year? To not make the playoffs. Damn. And so it's hard to say without free agency or the draft quite yet, but I mean I like don't want the Dolphins to make it because I think the Dolphins are going to be good next year. And yeah. And so I see the Dolphins being really, really good next year. They're going to be and so we're most likely going to split with them. And so in my opinion, especially say that they get Aaron Jones, who I think that that's the number one landing spot right there. Okay. What do we need to give up to get Aaron Donald? Probably like 30 first-round picks until 2047. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and just about the whole team. And so me doing YouTube videos, like I would like most likely need to start doing YouTube videos for the Rams for that to happen. Funny Internet says, how do you feel about Ed Oliver because he hasn't taken that big step yet? Not going to lie to you, I'm sort of nervous about him. I mean, there was like flashes of hope, like maybe toward the end of the season, but his third year is boom or bust, in my opinion. It's got to be done now. So Brandon says, I'm hearing whispers of Miami getting Gronk and Deshaun Watson. I mean, maybe Deshaun Watson, but Gronk, no way, dude. You really think that he's going to leave Tom Brady? Come on. The two biggest butt buddies in the NFL? Come on. No way. And so say that I was putting money down. And so I'd say that Watson's going to Carolina, in my opinion. To Georgia. And so it'd be super close. He'd be close to where he went to college. I think that I don't know. For some reason, I just think that he's going to go to Carolina. Because to the Houston Texans. And so I think they're going to try to do whatever they can to not send him in the AFC. That's the only reason I'm thinking with Carolina would make sense. Yeah, and so same with Epinesa. Listen, he was a rookie, and I mean, I understand that he needs to develop. And really, on a technical basis, he was our first pick. We got him in the second round, but I mean, I wasn't happy with the pick. But I mean, I'm hoping that maybe he can take a big step up. That would be ideal. Sir 31 says, I think we need to figure out why we are lights out on offense, but defense is and vice versa. I mean, really, say that I had to choose, I would much rather our defense just be mediocre and then our offense completely be lights out. And the only thing we're missing is a running game, maybe a tight end. So, I mean, say that we just get Najee Harris or Travis Etienne, Chris Carson, and then we get Zach Ertz or something. And we have the rest of our receivers come back. Yeah. Lights out. Maybe our defense will give up, 21, 28 points a game. But I mean, with all those damn weapons, there's no excuse that we shouldn't be averaging 38 points a game on offense. And so, I mean, I would much rather have a stacked offense than a stacked defense and build the defense out through the draft and not spend money on defensive players. But I don't know. And so I think Gronk would like to take his home team to a Super Bowl. Oh, man. And so Oliver reminds me of Chris Jones. I mean, that's not a bad thing. And Norm says, who do you think will be the Colts quarterback? I think it's going to be Carson Wentz. I really think it's going to be Carson Wentz. I think that's just the situation. And Dolphins fans are begging for Najee Harris. And honestly, that's kind of why I want Aaron Jones to go to the Dolphins. So you don't pick Najee Harris. That's why oh my God, they're going to get Aaron Jones. Yeah, it's bad. But that just gives us a greater chance of having Najee Harris or Travis Etienne behind the line, who's a damn good running back. Khalil Mack. Oh, damn. Khalil Mack. Damn. He'd be expensive too, man. So he'd be our entire cap space. And to make a trade there, I can't believe we passed on him. And so who do we pick up instead of Mack? And so it wasn't Allen's year. So was it Trey? Or so was that the year before? Oh, yeah, we picked up Sammy Watkins instead of Khalil Mack. That was a fucking joke, right? Sammy Watkins over Khalil Mack. Damn. Well, thanks, Rex. So that was Marone, actually. Time Bomb says, Dan, stop looking away every time I say something. My bad, bro. What did you say? We took Sammy Watkins over Aaron Donald too. Yeah, dude, fucking Sammy. Brock Lesnar. What is the one move that'll help us overcome the Chiefs and overpowered offense, man? Just somebody that can play in a shootout. A dynamic running back. And so I think to step it up on defense, we need to get rid of Frazier and cut people like Jerry Hughes. Well, Time Bomb, believe it or not, Jerry Hughes had the best pressure rate out of everyone on our defensive linemen all year. He just didn't have a lot of sacks. But, I mean, as far as winning in pressure rate, he led the team in pressure. And McDermott loves him for the locker room, as he should. He's a great leader. I don't see him letting Jerry Hughes go. I think that this is his last year on the contract. And so I think the Chiefs will take us back. Yeah, like the Chiefs are also fucking hell. Definitely in cap hell. Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. And so I would like to see a younger defense. Trade Josh Allen, Aaron Donald, and Stafford? Nah, dude. I wouldn't do that, but I don't know. So, yeah, I agree the Dolphins would do that. And so no one's denying the Dolphins are not going to be good next year. So they better be. And so they better be with all that money they have and with all the draft picks they have. They better be damn good next year. Murphy is finally biting Bills in the ass, all thanks to McDermott's love for him. Now Milano is gone. Trent Murphy, man. I'm just farting in the wind here. Oh, man. And so, hey, Dan. And so Bills make the playoffs. Name 3 teams you want to face in that order to go to the Super Bowl. Damn, FaZe Savage. Like, these are like really hard questions, like I said, because I really don't know what these teams are going to look like going into the playoffs. But damn, fuck. And the Browns are probably going to be pretty sick next year too. Fuck, man. Get back to me on that once free agency's over. Get back to me on that. And so we are good defense alignment that can show the other defense what to do. Okay. And so do you think Josh will get paid this offseason? I don't believe so. Not unless they have like a backloaded deal where like he just doesn't get his money until like 2 or 3 years from now, but they just give him some crazy extension. Could happen. And so Najee Harris is older than Tremaine Edmonds? That's insane. SoFlo Bass says, what free agents should we pick up? I'm pounding the table for Chris Carson. I am pounding the table for Chris Carson. He's the one that I would be happy. I would be happier if we signed Chris Carson than I would be if we signed J.J. Watt. Hot take. But I think Chris Carson would make a bigger impact on our team as a whole than J.J. Watt would. I stand by that. Nathaniel, he's going for like his market value is like $8.1 million a year. I think it's like a 2-year contract, $16 million all in all. $16 million all in all. It's not too bad. And so I'd rather have Travis Etienne than Carson. He was out for 24 games. he's just dynamic, man. He's just a dynamic running back. I mean, he was Russell Wilson's like one of his favorite passing targets, at least. And so Aiden says, and do you think we will go after a tight end on free agency? Maybe. And so say that Zach Ertz is like somewhat affordable. I wouldn't mind picking up Ertz. So, I mean, I think that he'd be a step up from Dawson Knox. And so if we pick up Aaron Jones, what would your reaction be? I mean, would be excited, but then I would also be scared because we would virtually have no money like afterwards, and would probably be in cap hell in like 2 to 3 years. I mean, he's a tremendous talent in the NFL. There's no question about that. Singletary flopped this year. He did, man. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not on this team next year. If Dawson Knox knew how to hang onto the ball, he would have been good. And so do you think Josh will take another step this year? I do, man. I really, really do. I think that he's going to be working on a lot of things this offseason. And, yeah, let's just hope. Jarrett Patterson, man. Yeah, dude, he's small, though. He's small. Like, I mean, he's basically another Singletary, in my opinion. He'll be like a 5th rounder. And, I mean, he played in the MAC. And so you know what I'm saying? Like, his competition really wasn't that crazy. And so I'm not taking away anything from him. I mean, he had a godlike season his last year at UB. But yeah, it's at least Singletary doesn't fumble like Moss. Josh Allen could throw for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns every game, but if he's not winning the Super Bowl, what's the point? Nah, dude. That's really Aiden. Give Josh Allen a run game. Just throw somebody out there that's a threat. Okay? Because teams like you saw from the Chiefs, or actually like you saw from each and every single playoff game we played, they had a game plan for the pass. Like they completely zeroed in on it because they knew that we can't run the ball. If we just have somebody out there that they need to plan for, they're like, holy shit, like these guys can run the ball. Like this back someone to be worried about, then that game over. And so we would have like probably, dare I say, the best offense in the entire NFL. And so imagine if last year we had a running back, like, let me think of like the best pass catching running back out there. Let's go Alvin Kamara. If we had Alvin Kamara on this team last year, which is hypothetical, but like really what I'm trying to do is just paint a picture of how important it is to have a dynamic running back and to be like a Super Bowl caliber offense, would have been game over. Game over. And so we would have gotten past Kansas City with an athlete like that. Damn. Finsdock, yeah, man, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think that would be awesome. And that would be an awesome fit. But, yeah, it would just be tough. FaZe Savage says, Bills Mafia, Bill Stadium, new name, Dan Mitchell Field. I mean, give me a call, Pagulas. I'm ready. And so I'll send over the logo. You know what I mean? Hey guys, listen, I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm actually in the process of filming and editing a video. It's going to be, should the Buffalo Bills make a move for Quan Short from the Carolina Panthers? I know, but got to bust out that content, baby. So hopefully it'll be out tomorrow. If not, then it'll be out. But hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffa.